You got hooked up. You got out of the driveway.
On to our first actual stop, second actual stop. I don't know if Brother's house counts as a first stop.
First non-driveway stop.
First non-driveway stop. Apparently the big truck and RV with the blinker light on does not constitute people to move out of the way. There we go.
She was snacking. She had priorities.
I know. There we go. So now everyone can get around me because I'm in the slow lane. Well, here we are. Off we go. As a family. To the first stop. Woo!
Mo, you ready? Where are we going?
I'm gonna go water park.
That's right. We are going to the water park, the RV water park.
Maya, what do you want to do?
I wanna sleep and watch YouTube.
Yep.
And make gotchas.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So we're heading to Jellystone in Larkspur.
Jellystone and Larkspur.
Now, that's water park.
That is the water park one.
Well, first we are going to
Oh,
a
yeah.
weigh station to find out how overweight we are. We did upgrade all of our tires to be 4,000 pound weight capacity, so our tires can hold well over what we ever should have back there. So
We have the 38 DBQ Sabre from Forest River. We did upgrade the tires before we even brought it home. What tires did we put on it?
we put Heartland G-rated tires. So from, I think it was from, they're a discount
Discount tire brand.
tire exclusive, yes.
Rebrand.
Yep.
And
Maya,
the cats are riding in the back today, in their crates, in the bathroom, with nothing on any shelves above them.
No, and we also
With the fan on them.
I powered on the AC. So we put enough solar and battery power that I turned on the AC unit to hold the AC at 78 degrees in the unit. So even as we're driving, the AC is keeping the unit plenty cool.
And then the dogs are with us. Had a little snafu, learned some things every stop.
So we did learn, if you have your ladder down and you lower the unit, the ladder, if the legs catch, will push up into the door, which makes the door feel like it's locked. And we didn't figure that out until we actually manually pushed the slides out to go through the back door to get around to the front, and the door still wouldn't open. So yeah, then we had to lift the unit back up, close everything down, and then we're good to go. So I thought that I had locked us out of the RV with the keys in the RV, but that was not the case.
Mom thought I did it.
I thought a kid did it. I wasn't being specific. Back door. Was that too strong?
No, it's exactly what I need right now.
What other things did we learn this week?
Oh, I'm going to do a complete and total full recap of everything, because we smacking my head on the hitch pin, that was fun.
Tying a red ribbon to it did not prevent him from smacking his head on it.
No, it didn't. I still ended up on the ground writhing in pain.
The cat can get.
Oh my God.
We took the panel off of where there's a little space where the heater is behind it, like the actual heater, and so I took that off, and the cat moved the board I had blocking the hole, and she figured out how to get under the underbelly on a couple occasions.
Yep.
Oh, and she figured out how to get under the bed slide.
Yeah, so she can actually get under the bed where all of the mechanics for the slide are. Now, luckily, that's not where the pinions are. It's just the motor, so there's nothing moving under there. But the only way to get her out is to turn the slide on and have her run out.
Spook her out,
Spook her out.
All of the animals like to hide in the closet.
Yes, and the cat likes to hide where all the bags were under the under part of the closet where there was like a hole.
Mm-hmm.
But when that got filled up, she used the top.
Oh, okay.
And our other cat likes to go where the Nala was this morning.
Oh. So,
We still have a couple things to work out. Our charge controller's not 100% working. So Renogy sent me some instructions on what to redo. They still haven't answered a handful of questions. The transfer box we're using does not like to transfer over. There's something, the transfer box itself is causing our inverter to overload. So I'm not sure about that yet. So there's a handful of things that we're gonna have to fix. But
He's talking about the solar setup.
panels, yeah. So there's a handful of stuff for electrical that we're gonna have to keep working on until we figure it out. There just hasn't been a whole ton of information on the inverter to panels.
But it does run.
It does run.
The air conditioner, the microwave, and the power at the same time.
Yep.
And then we have the solar that came with it that runs the fridge.
Yes.
So other fun things we've learned: food weighs a lot.
Okay, first of all, we have 10. Milo, what?
Not loose yet. They die.
So we have 10 pounds of honey right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to eat that. 'Cause
We have at least 15 pounds of rice
we've got 15 pounds of rice.
and a full freezer. Okay, so what other? Well, you guys installed the solar.
We got the solar installed.
Oh, we had a water leak from the roof before the solar. So we have to schedule an appointment to have some things in the closet fixed.
So this looks good. All of our, we
Oh.
also have, you can't see the tire pressure, but those are tire pressure gauges for the RV. So we've got those all monitored, which is nice.
We got the, I don't know if I can,
The dash cam
dash
installed.
cam set up.
Not entirely filled with the dash cam just because it keeps looping and it seems to be recording even when the car is parked and off. So, and I can't seem to get that figured out. So
It has a motion sensor on it. So if you are in a parking lot and you get hit, it turns on. So I'm wondering if,
I just turned that on.
okay.
So I'm wondering if this outlet right here is constantly on. So therefore, when I turn the car off, it still thinks the car is on.
Maybe we might want to switch which plugs it's using.
So yeah, we've got a couple of things to work out. I did get it fully tucked around though, so it does run. So all of it runs in, up and around. What else did we do this week? Goodness gracious, it was a super packed week.
Yeah, we did a movie outside.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh, I got eaten alive.
learned that there are some places in Colorado that have mosquitoes.
We are running no tanks at all because we are heading to a place that has full hookups. We still don't have the propane quick connect. What's the Facebook group that hooked us up though?
Gizmos, gadgets, and decorating.
I know.
And we're still working on our internet. We're getting to our destination ahead of time. Yes, Milo. What up, bug?
No.
But Peppy, we can't carry but we can be strong. Look at my muscles.
Yes, I see those muscles.
Carry strong things, not like mine muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Those strong muscle things can pick me up and throw me out. My Mickey.
Mickey, I think Mickey's on the other side of you.
So, other thing that we forgot to do, which was fill up our gas tank before we hooked up the RV.
Oh gosh,
So-
how empty are we?
We're good. We've got over just, what is it? Above a quarter, below a half, and we're still pulling 10 miles to the gallon, and we've only got 45 miles to go. So we are plenty good. That's why the first stop was so important to be close, so we can remember those kinds of things. Of what are we forgetting?
Yes.
See that look of confidence on my face? I didn't know that we were about to go on a little detour.
Okay, so this is fun. Going to a way station. Apparently there's construction on the highway, so now we're going down a gravel road, which I've never been down before. Milo.
Because it's too tight. We need to watch what we're doing,
Now,
Milo.
we gotta finish up that detour.
Okay.
So here we go, the first tight construction run. And
Can you make this turn
low on
in?
gas.
I'm gonna make sure that I don't swing and hit my butt, hit something.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Beacon Light Road. In a quarter mile, merge onto I-25 South.
Just first time really driving the RV on the highway, and we get some of the narrowest construction roads that would make me uncomfortable in the truck alone, let alone pulling the RV.
Well, it's still back there.
It is, but we are, like, you could reach out and touch those guardrails.
So through construction, back on the road, still need some gas, but everything's good.
Yes.
So we kind of lucked out and found this one in Larkspur. Apparently they just remodeled, so they were not open for remodel maybe. But they have, hopefully it's that's why they have spots and not that it's scary. But we'll find out.
We're gonna figure out how scary it is when I have to back into our first spot.
We had to stay close because we have a family event this Saturday coming up. And so we went ahead and booked 2 weeks here to get the weekly discount. And we will then take off from there.
know how to get down from there and this.
Okay.
Okay, so check them on the back. All the animals are enjoying the ride, but Simon seems fine, but Nala seems hot.
Okay. We're hitting the AC.
Yeah.
And then
Just for the heck of it. Okay, thanks very much. Hey!
I'm not talking right now.
We're gonna go around.
Can we get back out?
Yeah, we're fine.
I'm not.
We're not gonna snake this around. We're just gonna loop down and pull one of those back in the back.
Okay.
Alright, so we are going to have to back this puppy in. Because everyone's just far enough apart.
But there's a good. Ooh, can we just?
No, we're gonna back in.
Okay. You want to back in over there?
Right over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have you help me, honey.
Tell me what to do.
Oh, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. I can't see.
Okay.
No.
You're scaring me. Oh, going wide.
Yep.
Alrighty, here we go. So first stop on the adventure, we are at Jellystone in Larkspur.
And we have a neighbor.
We do have a neighbor. We've kind of done a rough setup after the drive. We left the brother's house, went and found a wait station. Milo, what do the neighbors have? They live over there. Found a wait station and got gas and did all of that stuff. Figured out how to weigh, backed in a few times. We did a back in sight. Again, we are in a 42.5 foot 38 DBQ with some modifications. Weight looked good, actually. I think we're only over by about 100 pounds, so we'll get that fixed. There's Simon. Let's see. Things we learned. The cats were in here in the crates, and everything was off the counters and in the bathtub with it locked up. So everything was safe. They had a fan going, and we had the AC running. But one of the cat's crates did not get locked, so she made an escape. She's somewhere in the RV right now, probably under the bed or in the closet. So under where our fireplace used to be, the white curtain, we have under there the paper for the printer, and one of the doors slid out and pulled the curtain down, so no big deal there. All the plants were in totes. Everybody did pretty good except for my philodendron got pulled out a little bit, so we're gonna try and get it rerooted. And we forgot to lock the fridge down. Seemed okay, no dents or anything. The filter for the microwave fell down, and our children learn poster actually came down. We forgot to take it down, and it got hooked into the slide, which then did a little situation for the slide. So we're gonna call and find out what we can do there. Oh, it looks like the ukulele came down. We'll put it. Oh, it looks like the ukulele's hook came down. So we'll be working on that. This time the clock made it though. It didn't make the last drive, so that seems to be a better fix. And everything else, we had a few things fall off the bunk. Not a big deal. Ball. Minnie Mouse ears, things like that. But otherwise, we still have some organizing to do that we hadn't quite gotten done, but we had to get to our stop. So we had some totes that I have to sort through still. About one per room. We figured once we weighed in that it would tell us that we had to get rid of a bunch of stuff and that would solve the problem. So this is our first time actually hooking up. We've tested some of we hooked up to a hose at the in-laws house. Let's see, how'd this go? I did a lot of securing with tension rods, and it seems that it did okay. I was a little worried about this one, but it seemed to hold because that's so heavy. So we didn't do too bad there. This is our third time backing in. We had to back into park at the gas station so we could run and get our ticket and use the restroom. We backed into the driveway at the in-laws, and we backed in here. Yeah.
We probably had 200 pounds of water in our tanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we might be doing okay on weight. We've been using the facilities. However, we did not have water in our tanks, so we were liquids only, nothing solid. We were using in-laws sticks and bricks for that, and any paper products went in the
galley tank too,
which is mostly what we used. Any paper products we're putting in the trash can because we have two small children who are not used to a septic system at all. So we figured it'd be easier just to teach them to throw away versus using the right amount at this point. So here it is. Really, he did it on first try. I mean, he started to pull in, didn't like where he was set up, pulled back out a little bit, was going in a little tight, so he was not even past these little bushes before he realigned, but it wasn't like in, out, in, out. So I'm gonna give it to him as a good first try park. So again, we're at Jellystone in Larkspur, Colorado. It's right next to the Renaissance Festival location, just like next turnoff is there. So far it looks like we have all the things we needed. We picked up the hose on the way here this morning, and we do have to run and get a adapter still for our grill, or for our stove. But I think that's it. We have to run and get the tags because we're expired, and they canceled our temp tags are expired, and they canceled our appointment. So they called us on the way here. COVID reasons, they canceled our appointment. They called us on the way here and switched in. We did it over the phone. Oh, there we go. Clock up. That's our Pacific Coast, or Pacific time. We work in many of time zones, so that we keep a couple clocks telling us which time zone we're in and which time zone we're meeting in. So that's everything. We really had the slide might be damaged, so we'll get that checked out. We're here for 2 weeks, taking advantage of that weekly rate, and it was one of the few spots we could park in Colorado that we could find availability. So since we did all this so quick, we didn't have 6 months time span to set up.
You recording?
Yeah.
Hi! We are flushing our back black tank right now because that was what was used.
We did use a little bit of the front one. the last couple days, the last 2 days, but for the most part, we only use that back one. First time flushing. So far, it looks like he only has water on him. That's good. Also, there's minimal, if any, solids in that. And it's paper only.
Okay.
Don't you need to get the wheel chocks in?
Now, it would have made for an interesting story if it was me that ended up in the ER and it was because of the wheel chocks, but that wasn't the case. Instead, much scarier. In the first night of being on the road, Max ends up in the hospital. Now, for us, this was terrifying. We no longer had a house, we didn't know where the nearest urgent care or emergency room was, and it was something that we weren't looking into. So, as the night passed on, and as she felt worse and worse, we didn't know what to do. However, in the end, everything worked out fine. She ended up being okay, and our first night on the road ended with the trip to the ER. Back safely and sound, at our house, and everything seemed to be moving forward fine.